Hey guys, Mecha-san here. Alright then, 1st of December here, so I better start taking it easy. Starting to right now, you know how it is. Holiday, maintenance cycle, that kind of stuff here, but right now, I got a video here in which, ooh yeah, it hits home. It's Mojo Plays 20 video games that never should have been canceled. Just starting this video alone, I recognize Scalebound for the Xbox. Would have been an exclusive. I was looking forward to this. And really, Xbox, I don't know, at the time, it really needed exclusivity. So I have no idea why they just dropped this here. And recent news, of course, here. They canceled the Perfect Dark reboot, which I was looking forward to it. I have never played Perfect Dark before, so I saw like the gameplay concept they released and everything back then when I think it was for Game Awards, the last Game Awards here, and I was intrigued, excited about it too. I wanted to try it out, and boom, Microsoft cancels it, complete with shutting down the studio they made to make that game. What is, yeah, the Western gaming industry is collapsing. And they are absolutely jealous and full of envy that the Eastern studios like Japan and China are doing so well. To the point where, like, I think, yeah, I'm waiting for the next smear campaign. The next smear campaign that these credible gaming journalists do on behalf of Microsoft and Sony and all the other Western big ones. Let's just watch this. I'm sure we're gonna get deja vu and ooh, pain as I'm reminded. Scalebound canceled. Wink. Go! Looking forward to this game.
Welcome to Mojo Plays. It's becoming increasingly
So
clear the publishers either don't know what games
Silent
really
Hills.
want,
Yeah.
or are purposely ignoring them, because these.
Let's go with a little of A, or rather a lot of A, a lot of B, and we should all find these old farts and smash their head repeatedly on their table, and then throw them out the window.
These games
How about
have
that?
every chance to be certified bangers had they made it to release.
Oh, you'd be so. Oh, yeah, 13.
It'll be the last fresh air you'll get for a while.
Yeah, no, I was never like, eh.
Continue. Be sure to subscribe.
I was only interested in that one here. That was before my Star Wars disinterest started.
Mario and friends have dabbled in nearly every sport under the sun, even competed in the Olympics a few times.
Yeah.
But there is one sport that has been almost completely overlooked by the mustachioed plumber: volleyball.
Really?
While volleyball does appear in Mario Sports Mix, there were originally plans for a Mario Striker-style game utilizing the beach favorite pastime. The pitch
Gotta
was
admit,
originally greenlit by
that surprises
Nintendo,
me.
But after demoing the game,
I
they decided to cancel the project.
Huh.
Their reasoning was the game was deemed too violent, as it featured WWE-style finishing moves that had characters routinely beating down or even stomping on rival players. While this
then why not just remove that part here? Why was that even gonna be in the game?
Could have easily been toned down.
Exactly.
Nintendo overreacted and canceled the game outright instead.
Yeah, I don't play these sports games, but even I gotta admit, like, that's weird. That does not make sense here. I don't get it.
Pirates of the Caribbean: Armada of the Damned.
Captain Sterling, you see. I knows him. Served under him through.
No, never heard of this one.
Was a gunner on the Nemesis. Got your attention now, eh?
Pirates of the Caribbean became a runaway success at the box office for Disney, so naturally,
I mean, there were Pirates of the Caribbean, but pirate
With
gang,
sign
but
of
I never
Jack
heard this
Sparrow
one.
on the horizon, players would have been given a ship and a crew and an open world in which they could explore both land and sea, filled with supernatural elements and even full-scale naval battles. The
Your
scope
own
of the
ship.
project was ambitious and borrowed heavily from the Assassin's Creed series, who would ironically take to the seas a few years later after Armada of the Dam's cancellation. Players were even given the choice of what type of pirate they wanted to be through their choices, honorable or feared. Disney ended up canceling the game during some restructuring, and would-be pirates would have to wait for Black Flag to properly take to the seas.
Damn, really? It was before Black Flag.
What in the bloody hell are you?
You have come to punish us.
American McGee's Alice.
Oh,
American McGee's Alice.
This one hurts.
Has always been something of a cult favorite.
Yeah, this is like the concept, like art book that was released, that American McGee released. Like you could actually download a PDF and everything like that. And he fought, and he just stopped. He stopped fighting eventually. He just, you know what? Fine, fuck it. I got my own family and everything like that to worry about here right now. So
despite the creator's best efforts, his planned trilogy is likely never going to see its conclusion. I've detailed proposal and pitch, with artwork, storyboards, concepts, and a full script, EA passed on the planned third game.
Yeah, I would like that here. It's like I actually saw a video explaining what it was here, where the Alice that Mass Returns mine here, my mind. So, but the Alice that played in Mass Returns here was like Shadow Alice. And the one from the original game, that was the like genuine Alice. A
bunch of corporate
the whole thing.
Essentially, the game wouldn't be profitable for them to invest in, while also refusing to even sell the license back to American McGee, claiming that Alice is still a valued property in their portfolio.
You don't do anything with it. Again, EA, they need to go to court. EA needs to be broken down. EA needs to be in jail. A lot of stuff in EA need to be beaten with an inch of his life and thrown in jail. Take away all their money.
Asylum was planned to answer many of the burning questions left open by the previous entries, while also taking numerous plot threads left dangling by the end of Madness Returns. But EA is gonna EA and refuses to give in to fan outcry for a finale to the cult series.
Oh, that's beautiful artwork. When will EA, being EA, get their head on the chopping block? Can we get that here? At this point, yes, violence is the only answer. I hate that I'm doing this, but yeah, these guys are too rotten evil. They don't listen to voice here, so let's see if they listen to that freaking mallet on their heads.
Mega Man Universe.
I have never heard of this one here, nor a Mega Man like a claymation?
Days, but back during the initial days of Little Big Planet and Mario Maker, they were still only starting out.
Little Big Planet,
beloved franchise, almost had his chance as well.
Damn.
Mega Man Universe would have allowed players to design their own levels, bosses, and power-ups based around Mega Man assets, edit existing levels, and share them online for other creators to play. Basically, it was Mega Man Maker.
Yeah, exactly.
Mega Man
Mario Maker,
took things a step further and allowed players to completely customize not only their levels, but also the Blue Bomber himself. Players would have been able to swap parts and interchangeable chips to give Mega Man different powers.
Yeah, why not?
Also, DLC planned with other Capcom properties such as Street Fighter and Ghosts and Goblins. But
that sounds awesome.
The departure of Kenji Inafune from Capcom, the game was ultimately canceled due to various circumstances.
Shit, so if he stayed on, we could have had this. Oh, I gotta admit, I like to see like almost like a figurine stop motion claymation.
Rainbow Six Patriots.
Nah. Not interested. Never would. I don't play the Tom Clancy games.
The Rainbow Six
Although I gotta admit,
seen a new single-player entry since Rainbow
Splinter Cell is sort of getting my attention.
However, players got a glimpse of what the next entry in the tactical shooter series could have been, and it showed quite a lot of promise. The title would have seen players encountering a populist militia group known as the True Patriots and confronting them through the streets of New York as the group
I think I've seen that video actually.
The story would have given players a more emotionally charged narrative than previous entries, and the moral choices associated with the tactics used to put an end to the group. The gameplay footage looks solid and reminiscent of the Series 24 with its politically charged narrative and blistering intensity. The game was
like babies there in that room, so
the creative team was let go, and given Siege's success, will likely never get another single-player Rainbow Six game again.
Yeah, at this point, even though it's quite clear that single-player games, they never should have been let go.
We're out of time.
But these kind of games here, Tom Clancy, no.
Over here now.
Sorry, got no choice.
Aliens Crucible. Alien games typically fall into a few select categories: shooter, horror, or strategy. But Obsidian almost let players explore the Alien universe in a new way with a wholly unique approach. A player choice-driven RPG. Taking heavy inspiration
I
from the
think I've heard of
series,
that.
Players and their squad would be forced to survive a xenomorph infestation in their space colony. Each squad member would have their own strengths and weaknesses, as well as specific skills and attributes that would make them invaluable in operating and escaping the facility. The most interesting aspect of the game would have come from the moral choices involved should someone become infected by a facehugger and they need to decide their fate.
Yeah, kill
The
him.
game was ultimately canceled
Kill him.
despite being nearly complete in favor of Alien Isolation, so it's not all bad. But
I mean, how long does it take for facehugger to just because what it was like, the facehugger stays on the individual after dropping the embryo there, and typically lets go just when the embryo is mature, about to burst out, the chest burst about to come out.
certainly
Sometimes I don't know. It varies every so often, but
approaches to the Alien universe. Third, Adam Jensen, Deus Ex.
yes, yes.
What if I do, McCready? I guarantee you'll never see it coming.
Oh, the Mankind's Divided ending
The
shit.
original Deus Ex game is one of the most influential titles of all time, and while that was always going to be difficult to compete
Mankind Divided didn't need a tutorial.
with, Eidos Montreal
on how to
crafted
play
two
and stuff like
solid
that.
adventures for newcomer Adam Jensen in his own prequel series to the original
I
Deus Ex.
wanted this.
However, both titles were marred by controversy, particularly the most recent entry, Mankind Divided, which publisher Square Enix notoriously interfered with.
Ugh.
However, even with all the behind-the-scenes turmoil, fans were still anxiously awaiting the final entry in Jensen's story, only for Square Enix to sell the Deus Ex IP to Embracer, who almost immediately canceled any potential conclusion.
Fuck
Some
you.
details were at least revealed by series writer Mark Cersei, in which Jensen's destiny was never to put an end to the Illuminati, but to cause the events of the original Deus Ex.
Oh,
It's a
shit.
shame fans will never get to experience these events firsthand.
Wow, that's something. I know in the books here, Adam Jensen actually faced a character from the original games here, one with mostly nanotech upgrade with the red eyes.
Agent Jensen, am I gonna have a problem with you?
No, sir. No reason to assume you would.
Project Sabbath. The rather decisive ending
Sabbath.
of Rocksteady's Batman Arkham Knight, in which Bruce initiates the Nightfall
Yeah?
Protocol after his identity is revealed, was a satisfying conclusion to the series while also leaving the potential for a continuation. While Rocksteady moved on to Suicide
Oh,
Squad,
yeah, nice
WB
suit.
Montreal, the developers of the criminally underrated Batman Arkham Origins, started on what could have been the perfect follow-up to the Arkham trilogy.
I like Arkham Origins. I never had any real game-breaking bugs, but I have seen videos and even live stream gameplays of people actually facing those. Preventing mostly those people playing on the PC. And the reason why I think console is much more viable here. That's just me. But I think I remember this here. Yeah, sequel here, like Poison Ivy comes back, stuff like that here, like she's reborn, if you will.
Fast forwarding years later, and Damian Wayne has taken up the mantle of Batman in a Gotham heavily influenced by the Batman Beyond run of the Caped Crusader. Familiar villains would have returned, including a resurrected Poison Ivy, alongside villains new to the franchise. Project Sabbath would have also utilized the Nemesis system while giving players a futuristic, neon-soaked Gotham overrun by criminals to explore. The title was unfortunately cancelled, and we got Gotham Knights.
Gorilla Grodd? Really?
Instead, what did we do to deserve this? Star Wars 13.
I'm still planning on playing Gotham Knights over Suicide Squad. 1313. Trandoshan.
I'm starting to think you brought me along just to do your dirty work.
This
Yeah, pretty
one
much.
still stings, especially given the current state of Star Wars under Disney. In development prior to Disney's acquisition of the license, Star Wars 1313 would have given us the origin story of the most famous bounty hunter in the galaxy, Boba Fett, as he made a name for himself.
You know, just once I'd see a fanfic crossover where the crossover material can take Beskar armor, Beskar metal and armor and just like it's nothing.
Bounties throughout the lower levels, slowly building Boba's
big deal in the Star Wars galaxy, but to these people, it's nothing.
Star Wars 1313 even had creator George Lucas's involvement, tweaking the story and offering the developers additional Star Wars content.
Yeah, I remember this.
The game's debut trailer was an unprecedented hit with fans.
Yeah,
featuring fast-paced
it was pretty awesome. I remember that.
And Uncharted-style climbing, along with a cinematic presentation.
And being of Uncharted, there was the other Star Wars game with the Uncharted director.
Franchise.
Yeah.
Was that really necessary? No.
Earthblade. One of the most recent cancellations on
our
list,
recent.
Earthblade was developer
Never heard of this one.
OK Games' follow-up.
Maybe I have, and I
to
just forgot.
hit Celeste. While not much is known about the actual game besides its gorgeous fantasy art style and likely pitch-perfect platforming, the game would have had an open-world Metroidvania-style exploration gameplay and likely a deeply personal and emotional story similar to Celeste.
So some of these games I've heard about, I kind of forgot about them, but in others it's like,
numerous behind-the-scenes issues eventually led
surprise, like Mario Spikers? And the reason why is silly.
But promising to continue developing games, just one on a small
that's the point. That's the point. That's the point of this list. After all. Oh. Yeah, Dead Space 4. Although after the fuck up it was the third game here, I wanted to answer this.
EA strikes again, this time canceling the continuation of the Dead Space series after their heavy-handed involvement forcing a more action-style approach to the game's combat, in addition to co-op and the numerous microtransactions.
Yeah, there was a big thing with the co-op back then. I mean, in a way, I can understand why. Personally, I'm okay with the fact that Isaac is no longer going through the hallucinations or anything like that much because, yeah, he fought all that off. He was able to finally like destroy the marker influence literally etched in his mind or something like that. So in a way, he was freed of it. He was freed of it here. So having Carver being the one under the influence now here, going through the hallucination, that's a good compromise. In my opinion, it's a good compromise here. It does, of course, mean, but the way they separate out here, like you couldn't just have him be a CPU or anything like that. He had to be co-op, if not someone there, an actual real life person playing this game for you. He just go off and do his own thing, and you miss important sections of the game here that form bond and camaraderie between Isaac and Carver. It just doesn't make sense when they go to the alien city device thing, and yeah, although the microtransactions, like, what the hell? You know what, EA, you wanna? Okay, I've been giving you shit, justly deserved. By the way, you deserve every bit of vitriol I throw at you. But take my advice. Even though you'll ignore it, and this is why you need a punch in the face, each and every one of you executive head bigwigs. The Dead Space mobile game. Make a bit of a little touch-up remaster of that, and launch it. Relaunch it in the app stores. And include Mass Effect Infiltrator as well, please. That should start slowly getting you back in abundant people's good graces. It ain't hard. But clearly, you don't want to be in your consumers' good graces. You want to have our spite. You know, if you had our good graces, imagine how much bigger your bank accounts would be here with all of us buying games. Nowadays, oh yeah, people still buy games here, but not as many as they could be if you didn't piss your consumer base off so much.
completely pivoted the direction of the third entry and turned
I did
off
like
a
this
lot of
DLC
fans
here.
of the series. However, the devs still had plans for a fourth game to complete Isaac's journey.
Yes.
With the idea for the fourth entry focusing on survival-style gameplay as players scavenge to survive the Brethren Moons and the infestation of necromorphs.
And especially now here with the Brethren Moons fully powered, you could, that's an easy way to return back the hallucinations, because Isaac was suffering the hallucinations of essentially a half of partially formed Brethren Moon. That, the one we're seeing right now. And it was still technically a bit dormant. And now just imagine a whole group of Brethren Moons fully formed.
The gameplay would have been
We got taste of that here in the DLC Awakening, yeah.
Their own discretion, rather than the linear nature of the previous titles. But EA,
No.
unable to take any accountability for Dead Space 3's failure, canceled plans for a fourth game. Not only that, but they even canceled the planned Dead Space 2 remake after the original failed to meet expectations.
New laws had to be put in place where these guys have no choice but to take accountability. They need to.
I quit trying to make sense of it all back on the Ishimura.
Here's my sense. Here's how you can make sense of it. The EA bigwigs are a bunch of idiots that like to piss off the fans because they think that makes them the best money. Because they know better. They don't know better.
Come on, this can't be real. Wait, what are we supposed to do?
Unfortunately, that's the reality here.
Dogs too.
So what they get you on?
Nothing that'll stick.
Ha. Well, don't let them pin any extra shit on you.
Square Enix joins our list again, this time killing what could have been the only true challenger to GTA. Open world sandbox games were a dime
Yeah, I've
dozen
heard.
after the
I had
success
not
of
played
GTA
Sleeping Dogs.
trilogy,
Not really interested in
one
that game, but I've
managed to
heard
get out of that series a
great
shadow,
news about that
using
game.
setting, engaging
I've seen some fun
characters,
cutscenes here, the
parkour,
fight scene where you can
and
shove them
brutal
into like
combat with immensely
vents
satisfying
and AC and everything.
Naturally, despite strong reviews and player reception and selling 1 million copies at launch, Square
At
Enix
launch!
said the game failed to meet expectations as usual,
Nowadays, good luck with that here.
likely expecting GTA numbers.
Oh,
The developer
brother.
United Front Games was shut down almost immediately, but would later detail their plans for an ambitious
Let me guess.
sequel that would have featured
Oh wait. Let me guess the next one here. I'm kind of hoping for this here. Titanfall 2.
city, possible co-op, and even elements.
Sorry, Titanfall
that
3,
would
my bad.
attract
I'm
crime
Titanfall
committed,
3.
making some areas of the game
Sorry,
more
I keep
difficult
forgetting.
due to police presence. Seems like nothing is ever good enough for Square Enix anymore.
No, unfortunately, no. When you look at the expectations they had for the reboot Tomb Raider games, they can't expect. Don't expect a lot from the Western market. That's what I can say. Square
Sometimes
Enix.
you just have to let things go.
Days Gone 2.
Okay. Yeah, shut up! Shut up! This ain't no eulogy.
Days Gone got a raw deal from Sony, and there's very little to argue that fact. Despite porting,
I have never
and
played this
updating
game,
the
never interested in
numerous
playing this game,
times,
so-
and 9 million copies sold, Sony refused to allow developer Ben Studio to begin work on a sequel. Days Gone released to mid-reviews due to several bugs and glitches, but with all those kinks ironed out, the community fell in love with this open-world.
They shouldn't have been there day one.
And roaming hordes of zombies. For whatever reason, Ben Studio wasn't given the green light to begin on a sequel, despite having numerous ideas on how to evolve the series, including co-op, deeper motorcycle and character customization.
This whole
new
thing like,
areas,
oh,
and
we'll
base-building
fix the
and
bugs and
survival.
everything later. We'll let you guys,
Unfortunately, it
well,
seems
the
unlikely
consumers,
these ideas
QA
will
test it
franchise
and everything, and voila,
for
all's
sequel,
well.
as both
No.
Ben Studio and Sony
No, it just
were
makes it
gone
so we
from the
won't
I thought you
buy
were-
games day one. Then we'll just wait.
Screwed up. What the hell was it?
No, it was alright for an outlaw biker.
Titanfall 3.
There we go. Yeah, like I was off by one game, but yes, Titanfall 3. Oh,
Day comes.
I want this sequel.
Live up to
It
the
was a good mech game.
Oh look, it's EA again.
Yeah.
What a surprise. EA purposely sabotaged the Titanfall series, launching the highly acclaimed sequel smack in the middle of their own Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Yeah. Okay. That's. Please. I think we should.
Splitting the potential player base. Despite all these handicaps, Titanfall 2 managed to develop an extremely loyal fan base, and the critical reception of the game made a third entry seem inevitable.
No, the only way they'll do it is if the literal government goes on and smacks them smack them hard on the head. Tell them, do this and do this right. You fuck this up, you do halfway. No, you're suing, we're breaking you up. We're breaking you up, you're selling your properties, you're no more.
There were even already plans for additional content via DLC. Sadly, Titanfall 3 was scrapped only 10 months into development.
Apex Legends.
Ideas were pivoted into Apex Legends.
Protocol 3, protect the pilot.
BT, what are you doing?
Trust me.
BT!
That was sus. Wow.
Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh!
The success of Rocksteady's Batman.
Oh, yeah,
more or less de facto
the memories are coming back now. Oh, they're unlocking.
Before the Arkhamverse dominated everything Batman. Based on the one-shot comic series of the same name, Gotham by Gaslight
and got an animated movie.
Batman contending with Jack the Ripper, terrorizing the streets of London, while also crossing paths with 19th century versions of other familiar characters like the Joker and Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner, spoiler alert, Commissioner Gordon was Jack the Ripper. At least as far as the animated series, the animated movie goes.
Else in Batman's history to explore, as well as unique gameplay features such as a dedicated slow-mo button.
Whoa,
and
he can jump.
Gadgets for Batman to use.
Steampunk gadgets.
A myriad of rights issues gave Gotham by Gaslight no fighting chance.
Rights issues? Oh shit.
Another entry,
and I was talking about this one here with the director
Naughty Dog, Amy Hennig joined Visceral Games to
from
work
Uncharted.
On a single-player game in the Star Wars universe.
A single player,
would-be scoundrels attempting to pull off the biggest heist the galaxy had ever seen, along with a little classic familiar drama sprinkled in for good measure.
But then they recycled this for Outlaws,
Amy Hennig
which I haven't played yet.
As a cinematic third-person linear action-adventure shooter,
linear,
vein as the Uncharted series.
Oh, please keep saying that here. Keep reminding me. Single player action linear shooter. Yes. Oh, those are sweet words to me. I am so fucking sick and tired of the open world sandbox here. No, give me the straight and narrow path. That's refreshing now.
However, the writing was on the wall early on in development as EA continuously moved developers and resources to Battlefront, their current moneymaker, alongside issues with the restrictive Frostbite engine being ill-equipped for a third-person style game. Well,
fucked over Anthem for that. Thank you, EA.
It's more likely EA wanted to prioritize live service games they could over-monetize. Silent Hills.
Yep, this was the one.
Silent Hills will forever be one of the most.
How much of the PS4s with the copy of PTs are selling for now?
August 2014 as PT, or a playable teaser, fans soon discovered it was secretly a demo for the in-development Silent Hills game starring Norman Reedus and directed by Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro. Fans immediately went crazy, pouring over the demo for hidden secrets and messages, while behind the scenes, Konami and Kojima were in turmoil. In April 2015, Konami split with the Metal Gear Solid creator and promptly canceled all his future projects, including Silent Hills, despite the game having already been in development for almost 3 years, even going so far as to delete PT from the marketplace, leaving the only way to even play the demo was to keep it installed on your hard drive at all times. The move was rightfully seen as extremely petty on Konami's part.
Of course, well, what do you expect at the time here? I mean, oh shit! Imagine that in 3D. I mean, freaking Konami barred Kojima from the Game Awards that year. Wow. Also, Prey 2, yeah. Oh god, I remember the cinematic for this. This look awesome, actually.
Somebody shoot this motherfucker.
Time to go.
The original Prey for the then brand new Xbox 360 was a standout title with its unique approach to combat, world design, and especially the trippy portal.
I gotta play that game.
A sequel was announced and quietly went dark for years before finally resurfacing in 2011 with an impressive debut trailer showcasing an entirely new approach to the series. Instead of reprising their role as Tommy from the original, Players would instead become an amnesiac intergalactic bounty hunter human who was lost in space after his flight crashed into the sphere in the first game. This new approach to gameplay, featuring a myriad of gadgets, new traversal options, and a Star Wars galaxy amount of alien species to interact with, Prey 2 solidified its place on gamers' radar in a big way.
Yeah, that was a cool cinematic.
Publisher Bethesda pushed unrealistic deadlines and milestones on the developer, eventually leading to both parting ways and Prey 2 being cancelled entirely.
We got the other. Oh, here it is. Wanted, dead.
Target identified.
Yeah, and the guy smiles.
Scalebound.
Oh.
This seems like a fair fight. Just one of you against all of us. Let's go, big guy.
I wanted that game so badly.
Xbox has been hurting for exclusives since the Xbox One generation.
Yes.
So why then would they cancel the one project that had even the slightest potential?
Platinum Studios was making this one.
Scalebound from Platinum Games was by far the
Platinum
Xbox
Games,
One
Platinum
most
Games
anticipated title, with each new trailer only furthering the hype for fans. The idea of teaming
Pre-alpha
up with your
gameplay,
own
yeah.
customizable dragon companion and battling
you would do what PlayStation failed to do with Lair.
Or taking to the skies on the back of your dragon, checked off so many boxes of every fantasy fan's ultimate RPG that Scalebound seemed
even non-fantasy fans here. I mean, fly a fucking dragon.
Designs, especially the dragons, and vibrantly expansive world popped off the screen, but sadly, balancing all the elements, including online multiplayer, proved to be too ambitious for the team, and Microsoft ultimately shelved Scalebound for good.
So the multiplayer aspect was the challenge here. They just dropped that shit. We could have gotten this here. Maybe try doing it now. Try doing it now.
Prince of Persia: Redemption.
Oh, Prince of Persia: Redemption. Of course, and of course, the Ubisoft game. But
long before the recent resurgence in the license, the Prince of Persia was stuck in limbo outside of some DLC cosmetic packs in other Ubisoft properties. That didn't have to be the case, however, had a pitch in the mid-2000s been picked up by Ubisoft. Footage of Prince of Persia: Redemption was leaked in 2012 and featured a wildly ambitious new direction.
Wow, I've never seen it before.
The pre-rendered concept footage showcased the prince's trademark acrobatic abilities and rewind mechanics, alongside new powers such as a dash and an arm that would allow him to grip onto surfaces. Filled with cinematic camera angles and new multi-enemy combat, the new approach to Prince of Persia was clearly influenced by Ubisoft's other parkour series.
Oh, too strong. Yeah, we get him first.
And the epic scale of the Uncharted games. As long-time Prince of Persia fans, it's hard not to imagine what could have been.
I gotta find my copies of the Prince of Persia Sands of Time trilogy. Play for play it on a stream one day. My PS2. But I got Lost Crown, so I gotta play that too.
What cancel game would you want to play if given the chance? Share your dream
Perfect Dark
in the comments. Did you enjoy this video?
I'm surprised they didn't put Perfect Dark here, because that cancellation was bullshit. But wow, yeah, it's like, come on, I haven't heard about here, like the Tom Clancy, I didn't care, but Scalebound, Titanfall 3, Dead Space 4, and they reminded us, of course, the planned Dead Space 2 remake was canceled because how much has the Dead Space remake sold for now? Yeah. EA needs to be made a lesson to the other Western gaming companies here, how they're bullshit, what they're doing has to stop. Maybe that'll get all the other game companies like off their asses to finally actually do good, instead of like just focus on nickel and diming us here and possibly having a good game as a suggestion. So guys, thank you all for watching. As always, comment what you all thought. Tell me what you think. What game they canceled that should have been on this list. Like and subscribe for more videos. Till next one, this is Mecha-san logging out.